The boy who cried wolf. Once there was a boy who became bored when he watched over the village sheep grazing on the hillside. To entertain himself, he sang out, "Wolf, wolf, the wolf is chasing the sheep." When the villagers heard the cry, they came running up the hill to drive the wolf away. But when they arrived, they saw no wolf. The boy was amused when seeing their angry faces. "Don't scream, wolf boy," warned the villagers, "when there is no wolf." They angrily went back down the hill. Later, the shepherd boy cried out once again, "Wolf, wolf, the wolf is chasing the sheep." To his amusement, he looked on as the villagers came running up the hill to scare the wolf away. As they saw there was no wolf, they said strictly, "Save your frightened cry for when there really is a wolf. Don't cry wolf when there is no wolf." But the boy grinned at their words while they walked grumbling down the hill once more. Later, the boy saw a real wolf sneaking around his flock. Alarmed, he jumped on his feet and cried out as loud as he could, "Wolf, wolf!" But the villagers thought he was fooling them again, and so they didn't come to help. At sunset, the villagers went looking for the boy who hadn't returned with their sheep. When they went up the hill, they found him weeping. "There really was a wolf here. The flock is gone." I cried out, "Wolf!" "But you didn't come," he wailed. An old man went to comfort the boy. As he put his arm around him, he said, "Nobody believes a liar, even when he is telling the truth." Simple tales give strength to the meanings of life. A man is only as strong as his word is. If your word is strong, then so will be the blade of focus to cut your way through the lies this world might seek to pull over your eyes. Stay vigilant and focused, warriors. Seek revenge or give forgiveness. Once upon a time, there was a wise old man who lived in a small village. He was known throughout the land for his wisdom and his ability to solve any problem that came his way. One day, a young man came to the wise old man and said, "I have a problem. I have been wronged by someone and I want revenge. What should I do?" The wise old man replied, "Before you seek revenge, you should ask yourself if it is worth it. Revenge may make you feel better in the short term, but it will not bring you true happiness." The young man thought about this for a moment and then asked, "But what if I don't seek revenge? Won't people think that I am weak?" The wise old man replied, "True strength comes from within. It takes more courage to forgive than it does to seek revenge. If you can find it in your heart to forgive those who have wronged you, you will find true happiness." The young man thought about this for a moment, and then thanked the wise old man for his advice. He left the village feeling much better than he had before. On my travels through Olympus, I enacted my revenge on the gods who had wronged me, who took my family from me. But not once did it make me happy. Forgiveness comes in many forms, but revenge always ends the same. Poisoning the mind. A burden you shall bear for all existence upon these plains. Strength, true strength, comes not from being able to strike down your foes, but to strike down the contempt and malice within your own soul. Control your emotions and seek the best path, not the desired path. A king's painting. There was a kingdom. The king there only had one leg and one eye, but he was very intelligent and kind. Everyone in his kingdom lived a happy and a healthy life because of their king. One day the king was walking through the palace hallway and saw the portraits of his ancestors. He thought that one day his children will walk in the same hallway and remember all the ancestors through these portraits. But the king did not have his portrait painted. Due to his physical disabilities, he wasn't sure how his painting would turn out. So he invited many famous painters from his and other kingdoms to the court. The king then announced that he wants a beautiful portrait made of himself to be placed in the palace. Any painter who can carry out this should come forward. He will be rewarded based on how the painting turns up. All of the painters began to think that the king only has one leg and one eye. How can his picture be made very beautiful? It is not possible, and if the picture does not turn out to look beautiful, then the king will get angry and punish them. So one by one, all started to make excuses and politely declined to make a painting of the king. But suddenly one painter raised his hand and said that I will make a very beautiful portrait of you which you will surely like. The king became happy hearing that, and other painters got curious. The king gave him the permission, and the painter started drawing the portrait. He then filled the drawing with paints. Finally, after taking a long time, he said that the portrait was ready. All of the courtiers, other painters were curious and nervous, thinking, how can the painter make the king's portrait beautiful because the king is physically disabled? What if the king didn't like the painting and gets angry? But when the painter presented the portrait, everyone in the court, including the king, left stunned. The painter made a portrait in which the king was sitting on the horse, on the one-leg side, holding his bow and aiming the arrow with his one eye closed. The king was very pleased to see that the painter has made a beautiful portrait by cleverly hiding the king's disabilities. The king gave him a great reward. Now boy, off with you. You have tasks about your day to complete and rest to get. As much as you'd like to listen to me bluster at you to the end of the world, that is all for now.